Yes, welcome to the Vanguard Show on Podcasts for episode number 5. The Vanguard Show is
Yes,
sponsored by From Old Guard to Vanguard book by Malik Ishmael. And I'm joined here today by first co host Kathy. It's been a while since she's been back. So
yes,
welcome
I'm
back.
here. Thank
And we have
you.
an extra special guest in the building. We have Miss Neyssa Marie Shockley.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get the name right?
Yes.
Okay, I figured by the time I hit the start button, we'd be all right. now, now Neyssa Marie Shockley is involved with or owner of Melanin Naturales, also involved with the Skip Shockley Foundation, co-host of Dare to Speak podcast on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all definitely check that out. I
Love
told
it.
you the second episode the other day. She's a community activist, businesswoman, Afro Latina, and
Yes.
daughter of original Black Panther member, Brother James, Comrade Skip Shockley, who I had a chance to meet on usually the 2 or 3 occasions.
Okay.
I met him when he came down for the Emory Douglas photo exhibit that I was a co-organizer with Bill Jennings, Brother Boko, Sister Keela, and Brother Brian Abear here in Atlanta. And also, I saw him in Oakland back in 2016. And I have to say, we're dedicating this show to your father because I tell you, the first thing when you
Thank
see Brother Shockley is that he had this big smile, and he was always a sharp dresser.
you.
That's one thing about your.
Always. Yes. Everyone who came in contact with him said the exact same thing, that smile and the way he dressed.
Oh yes, yes, very elegant man and dedicated. And I'd like to ask.
Oh, yeah.
There's an old African proverb that says, the fruit shouldn't fall too far from the tree. And you certainly haven't fallen too far from that revolutionary consciousness and community work tree. Where does that spring from? Hello?
Most definitely from my parents,
Okay.
specifically my dad.
All right.
He always talked about how his work and roles that he did in the party and even afterwards, after the party dismantled, he still remained a community activist within the Dallas community. He was a nurse. He shared his knowledge with the people by going out to the community and providing STD health screenings,
Yeah.
teaching the people of the community about STD awareness and HIV awareness. So he definitely kept that spirit on throughout his life. And even with me being born, he instilled those same morals and knowledge within me so that I can go out and continue that same work. And it's just something that I was really passionate about. And I can thank my mother and my father for that. And so it's definitely something I want to continue on as his, he recently passed away.
Yes.
So I
Sorry
want
for
to
your loss.
continue on his legacy and just push forth what he taught me.
Yeah, well, definitely condolences and peace and blessings to the family. And I know you come from a very strong family
Thank
unit.
you.
And I see your mother. I thought she was your sister. For some reason, she just has that such a youthful look. I say, oh, okay, that's Sister Shockley's sister there. I said, wait a minute, no, I did a little more research. I say that's her mother. So you guys have
Mm-hmm.
that spring of youth for sure. And I think Kathy has some questions for you.
Thank you.
Yes, I was going to say your activism that comes from where? Outside of your father, it's like something got to be instilled in you as well. So I
Oh,
know
most
part of it
definitely.
was your upbringing.
Definitely my upbringing. As a young girl, they kept me active within the community, either in the events they participated in. I was also a dancer, so I participated in youth dance at church. I did a lot of volunteering as a young girl, either for college credits or just because it's something that I was passionate in. They kept me in summer camp, so they really kept me active as a young girl. And so I want to say with that that activism that I had as a young child, it just kind of spread it on into my adulthood. What can I do to stay active? What can I do to educate myself as well as the people of my community. So it took me a little while to get to that. Early 20s, wasn't focused on that. But the
Mm.
more as I grow and got older, my focus started to shift more into what's important. And to me, it's the community. I feel I'm really passionate about the community. I feel the community is what keeps things going. And so that's where that community activism came from as well.
And I saw that you also have on the website with the foundation the part about the youth. And I saw that y'all also are going back and giving back to the youth. And I saw during COVID-19 right now, that was one of the things that's actually stressed. Can you talk a little bit about that
Yes,
too?
yes. So for the Skip Shockley Foundation, I of course created this foundation in honor of my dad. But what I wanted to do with it was not only provide services for the adult audience, I also wanted to give back to the kids, the youth, because the youth are our future. That's something that I used to hear growing up, that you are the future. And
Mm.
it wasn't until I reached adulthood, I began to realize, yeah, we are the future. So it's important that we continue to nurture the youth. So one of the programs that I'm creating is the Youth Entrepreneurship Program, where I have two lovely ladies by the name of Cynthia Smith and Jessica Pope. They are assisting me with creating this program and just really tailoring a curriculum to teach the youth on how to be financially aware, how to budget their money,
Mm.
if they're interested in starting their own business, how they can start at the age of 13, 14. Now, you don't have to wait until you're 25 or 26. You can start right now. And so we wanted to really give back to the youth in that aspect. So that's one of the programs that we'll be uh, we're working on to start for next year.
I really appreciate that because I was going to say that is one, and I know even my own father, he passed away, but part of it was he said, with your education and with your knowledge and experience that you gain, no one can take it away from you. And that's one of the
Exactly.
things that I love that y'all have about instilling that education part. Because even if it's self-education or with school, you still need both to become the self. So I appreciate that too. I love that part when I went to the website as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, could you describe that picture? There's a picture, a beautiful picture of you and your father. I think it was in Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was at a
Was
lighthouse.
I a young girl?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So as my mom is from Puerto Rico,
Oh, okay.
so I'm a proud Afro Latina.
Oh,
Um, she was actually born and raised. I was born here in Dallas, Texas, but all of her side of the family, my grandparents, my aunt, uncles, cousins, they are still in Puerto Rico. So we used to travel to Puerto Rico almost twice a year, sometimes more. In that particular picture, I think I was about 4 years old, and we were at El Moro,
oh,
which is in Old San Juan. It's actually an old war, take pictures and kind of learn of the history and the wars that were fought and on the Puerto Rican island. So yeah, that's definitely a really good memory. It's actually something I still remember now, which is
oh,
crazy.
okay.
But yeah, we traveled to Puerto Rico quite quite frequently. And so my dad,
Oh, wow, beautiful, beautiful. I just love that picture, and again, you can see the love between father and daughter, and I see where you get it all
oh
from.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
my next question was
thank you
gonna,
so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
and I was gonna say my next question was gonna be, can you tell us a little bit about the foundation and how it got started?
Yes, so it's the foundation started. Well, the thoughts of the foundation started even prior to my dad's passing. I didn't really have, I couldn't come up with what I wanted to name it. I wasn't really sure which direction I wanted the foundation to go. So it was more just ideas being discussed. I even discussed them with my dad. And then on the onset of his passing, that's when it really hit me. Okay, I want to, of course, create a legacy that honors my dad. So that's where the name, the Skip Shockley Foundation, because his nickname was Skip, and of course, Shockley is our last name. So that's where it came from, the Skip Shockley Foundation. And as far as the programs that I wanted to offer, I really wanted to give back to the community in an aspect where it serves them all the way around. So not only do I have the youth entrepreneurship program, I will be also creating, or I have a community garden in the works, in the heart of South Dallas, actually on the street, excuse me, actually in the lot where my dad grew up. The house is unfortunately burnt down a long time ago, but we still own the property. And so years ago, I was telling my dad, I think we should do something with the property. I wasn't sure what. Should I have access to housing? What should we do? And then he kind of threw out the idea of the community garden. I was like, okay, that's a really good idea. That's not only will it feed the community, but it's a way to give back to the community that raised you and raised me from a short period of time. So we have the community garden as well. We also will be providing mental health services. So I'm working with a few therapists that will start sometime next year to provide mental health services to those in the area who doesn't have the access to get counseling, and of course to also break the stigma of mental health in the Black community, because it's such a stigma where if don't talk about your problem and those cause more problems. So the community. So that's another service that the foundation will be providing as well.
And I did see also.
Oh, sorry, sweetie. Okay.
Okay, and I also saw that it talked about, because part of the foundation was because struggling artists as well. And can you go a little bit into that as well? Because I do know that's one of the prime issues that they have in not only our community, but around the world. And it's not only just in the Black community, but it's all minorities.
Right. So that's there to speak. We are an organization that just uplifts and empowers the people of the community. With that, we have a podcast where we release episodes every 2 weeks, discussing topics on like police brutality, the importance of self-love, the importance of Black wealth, and just various topics that are necessary to have, that people might be afraid to have, but we're going to provide that safe space for people to have these conversations and to just feel safe to have these conversations. One of our goals for the organization as well is to also promote young and upcoming artists, local artists, up and coming Black-owned businesses that aren't really getting the awareness that they really deserve. And one of our goals as well is to keep the Black within the Black community. So the more awareness you have of all these Black businesses or local art, these Black artists, Black rappers, painters, the more awareness that's out there, the better that dollar will continue to circulate within our community. So that's definitely one thing that we wanted to do with Dare to Speak, is just bring awareness in all aspects, bring awareness of the community issues that are happening that people may not be aware of, to bring awareness to Black-owned businesses that might be struggling, but they have some of the best food or some of the best products that you will ever get in your life, but people may not be aware. That's where Dare to Speak comes in. We are in that community, making sure that people know about us, of course, but not only us, of other businesses, other artists, other Black people who are doing great things in the community that are not getting shined upon.
Because we know that basically word of mouth is how we go pretty much understanding and seeing and say, hey, they have the best customer service. However, we normally go to chains, but if we can get that word of mouth out, we're the fastest one to talk about, this is the place you need to be. And you see that traffic just going in there.
Yeah. And I was going to ask the recent community
Right.
events
And
that you had.
another thing, you didn't-
Oh, no,
uh-huh.
go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's a lag time that's going on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, a
what's
little bit.
happening.
But I was going to ask the recent community
Yeah, it's a
events.
little bit of a lag.
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask about the recent community events you had in Dallas. Talk about.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm sorry.
She's listening, babe. It's a lag time.
Oh, it's a lot. Okay, yeah. You got to give me a 5 second runoff there. But yeah, I was just asking about the recent cleanup in Dallas that your group, I should say your YouTube participants and co-hosts got out on the community. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, yes. So, the in Connection, which is a organization. They also have a store in Dallas, in Oak Cliff to be exact. They hosted a community garden cleanup. There's a large lot in South Dallas that will be used or created to be a community garden here in the next few months. Out there, we were there to show our support as well as get down and dirty and clean up the area. And it was amazing to see the support of the people that came out. And it was so diverse. It was really good look and a really good feeling to see all people of all walks of life getting out there to help clean up an area that will be uh, soon turned into a community garden to sustain and feed the people of South Dallas.
Oh, okay. All right. And you most recently moved from Los Angeles to back to Dallas. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
All right. Now, what motivated this move? Just to get further to your roots, or what?
Well, what prompted the move was just a change of scenery, just to, see what else is out there besides Dallas. I was in Dallas, been in Dallas my entire life.
Right. Right.
So it was just to, experience something new. I was out there for a little over a year. I didn't particularly like LA, but at the same time, I learned a lot from being out there. So I think it's more so the experience, anyways, just to, see something new.
Right.
But while I was out there, I was able to actually connect with a few people that are community activists out there. They invited me to a few events out there as well that I participated in, as well as the Lamert Park African American, Lamert Park African Drum Circle that they host every Sunday. And that it was, man, that was a really, really good turnout. They have black-owned businesses out there selling their products, selling their food, and just a large circle of people with African drums and different instruments,
Oh,
really just loving each other and dancing and just having a good time. It was such a good, I had such a good time at that event, and they had that every Sunday. So I went about 2 or 3 times while I was out there because I didn't actually hear about it until this past summer, or I would have went more
oh,
prior to COVID. But yeah, it was just a really good experience and really good feeling just to be out there with everyone and dancing and just getting back to our roots and just enjoying each other's company.
oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Kathy, you have some more questions?
Yes, I was going to talk a little bit about our natural product that y'all have.
Yes, yes. So I actually have a few products to show. So I created Melanin Naturales during COVID. Something, I've been doing on my own for a while. I always created my own products. My mom and I, that's something that we did growing up. But during COVID is when I came up with the idea, why not share this lovely goodness with
Right.
my other Melanin Naturales. So that's why I created Melanin Naturales. It's all natural skincare products, very affordable as well. I definitely wanted to create something that is healthy, that is beneficial to melanin skin, but that's also affordable. So I have a few things to show. We have the African face wash cleanser
Oh,
that I actually use every morning. It's made with 100% African black soap,
okay.
a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and essential oils. This is really good to cleanse your face. I use it every morning and every night before I go to bed.
Okay.
We
Definitely
also
working.
have the lavender soap,
Hmm.
handmade soap. This is shea butter based, and it's also made with pure lavender and chamomile essential oils. So I have this as well on the website. I also sell body scrubs. This one here is the turmeric and honey body
Ah,
scrub.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's made with brown sugar, turmeric, a little bit of honey, and a little bit of other essential oils.
Oh,
So yeah, that's just a few products that I have to show. Also the turmeric facial bar
okay. All right.
that I have made with shea butter, soap base as well, and turmeric and essential oils. So yeah, everything that I have is all natural. I make them here in my kitchen.
Okay.
Just something to give back, another way to give back to the community,
Yeah.
providing skincare products that is made, by us for us.
hmm.
So that's where Melanin Naturales can come from. And you can order at Melanin Naturales,
And
MelaninNaturales.com.
we will also put that on our website.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Kathy, you have the next question?
Yes, I wanted to know about your travels. I also heard you talk on your show, the talk show, about a travel that you're looking at, how to say, also doing investments in. So can you kind of share a little bit about that?
Yes, yes. So I have Shockley Travel, which will be up and running in a couple of months. I kind of stopped a little bit due to my dad's passing. This is actually a business that him and I started on together. So it was a little hard to continue on, but I'm going to
Yeah.
continue on.
Yeah.
But we decided to go into business together and create Shockley Travel because um, him traveling is our thing. It's a family thing. My parents kept us traveling from the age of 6 months all the way up until now.
Wow.
So we travel to many places outside the U.S., within the
Hmm.
U.S., just to broaden our aspects of the world, learn about different areas of the world, different cultures, different people, how they live. So traveling is definitely something I'm passionate about. So it was kind of a no-brainer when he was like, why not create a traveling business? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Why not? We
Wow.
travel anyway, so why not give back and create a travel business where we can find the cheapest flights possible, the cheapest cruises possible for people to be able to travel as well. So in the midst of that, personally, I do travel on my own. I've traveled to Belize, Jamaica. I've traveled within the U.S. almost, maybe not all 50 states, but quite a few, more than half of the
Okay.
50. Just learning about different cultures, different people, how they live. I definitely want to do more traveling outside of the U.S. once
Okay.
COVID restrictions are, lifted. But yeah, I'm definitely passionate about traveling, and it's more so learning about the cultures and the people for me versus going out there to party or of course I want to have fun, but I definitely want to learn while I'm out there and learn about the people of the past, the culture, how they make their food, the dance, the music. That's something that I'm really passionate about when I go traveling. I want to learn about the people and their culture.
Okay. And how can people reach out to you for the travel? Is it set up yet, or is there an email
Yeah,
or
so
what?
I do have my Instagram page.
Mhm.
Yes, I have my Instagram page and it's at Shockley Travel. You can message me from there and I'll be able to start looking up flights or hotels, cruises from there, and I can send quotes. That way we can keep up with everything through IG Messenger.
Okay. And I saw a picture of you. I don't. I think you were in the Inca Mayan ruins. I believe you were. You were sitting on top of this large thing. Could you explain that picture?
Yes, that's actually when I went to Belize. We
Oh,
went
Belize.
to
Okay.
I don't want to mispronounce it. I believe it was Tunich or something like that.
Okay.
It's yeah, so it was in Belize. We actually did walk to the very top of the ruins, and we were actually from the very top. You're actually able to see where I believe it's Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras meet. So you
Oh,
could see the
okay.
borders of all three countries. It was so beautiful.
Mm.
Our tour guide was amazing. He explained to us, the various trees and vegetation they had out there, the animals that they had out there. It was such a lovely and beautiful experience.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, when I travel, I like to learn about the culture, and so I really enjoyed that moment.
Yeah, we do the same thing as well. We try to
Yes.
take in the culture, and from personal, I like to take in the cuisine as well.
Because every time we go,
Yes, definitely.
Oh yeah.
and I was going to say, definitely when we go to, whether it's in state or out of the country, my husband makes sure we go somewhere where there's talk about our history in itself, and we take pictures, and then he write about those locations. So that way we're sharing back with the community.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a great idea. I don't even know why I didn't think about that. That's beautiful.
Because
Gotta
that way you can,
collaborate on that.
yes, you can share your experience afterwards and take your pictures and then just do a little blog about it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think that's something I'll do in the future. Definitely. That's a great way to give back. Definitely.
Now, do you have any dream locations, places that you haven't been yet, but you wanted to go?
Oh yeah, I have quite a few.
Oh, okay.
Definitely I want to visit the motherland. So I want to visit quite a few countries within Africa, such as Egypt, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, South Africa.
Hmm.
I also want to visit Thailand,
Oh, okay.
the Maldives Islands. There's so many places I want to travel.
Oh, wow, I understand that. Yeah, traveling definitely broadens your horizon, and I think there was a philosopher named Ibn Battuta who once said that traveling it takes your breath away, then it turns you into a storyteller. So I know you have many stories to tell.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, Miss Cat.
Well, I want to know also, what was one of your favorite places to visit?
Hmm. Well, I might be a little biased, but I have to say Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Ah,
Boricua.
so what made that your favorite?
That might be a little that might be a little biased though. Um, see, if besides Puerto Rico, I would honestly have to say Belize so far.
Oh, okay.
Just because I really experienced so much. The people, they were beautiful people. Um, it was funny because I think I was with one of my friends. We actually went for her birthday. We were walking the streets of Belize City, and it wasn't until we started talking. It was a lady who was passing by us, and she looked and she was like, "Oh, y'all not from here?" And we're like, "No, man, we're from America."
Oh,
And she was like, "Oh, I would have never thought because until you spoke, because everyone here looks like us.
right.
We know who tourists are because they're usually people of the whiter shade."
Hmm.
And
Right.
I thought that was something that was beautiful because okay, we go to an island that never been to before, and people think that we're one of them.
Okay.
They treat us any differently. It was beautiful to see. I experienced a lot. Learned a lot about the culture, about the people. I learned that the main language there is English, but you also find a lot of people there who speak Spanish because of the melting pot of people who come down from Mexico, Honduras, and Guatemala. So it's a melting pot within Belize. So it was just really beautiful to see, really beautiful to just experience the atmosphere and the culture of the people. So that has to be definitely one of my favorite places I've visited so far. That's outside the U.S.
Okay.
And look how fast you told me that story. See that? That's a story in the making.
Right.
Yeah. Well, tell us about Dare to Speak because I love the podcast on YouTube. Powerful
Thank
black
you.
women, powerful issues. Describe the show and also mention give a shout out to some of your co-hosts.
Yeah, I'd love to. So shout out to all my co-hosts, Jessica, Ashley, Alden, Tabitha, and Brittany Marie. Um, so we created this organization and podcast just due to the times. These are conversations that we were having amongst one another within our a group chat that we had, our text messages, and we decided to not, why not bring this same conversation out to the public so everybody can have this conversation and have a safe space to have this conversation. So
Right.
that's where we created Dare to Speak. We are an organization that, like I said, want to uplift, have these uncomfortable yet necessary conversations that are need to be had. So, we created Dare to Speak. We created this organization to go and learn from each other and to learn from others, to circulate that knowledge because there might be something that we don't know, but that somebody else knows and they can teach us. So we just really wanted to shed light to the beautifulness and the intelligence that we have within the Black community and just really showcase the people within our community. So that's where Dare to Speak comes from. We dare to speak your truth, dare to be who you are, dare to go out there and live your truth. So we have the uncomfortable yet necessary conversations that are needed to be had.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, in our conclusion, I want to thank you for coming on the Vanguard Show podcast, and please give us any and all contact information on how people can reach out to you.
Most definitely, I sure will. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed the conversation. And I look forward to being on another show here in the future.
Oh, absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
we love to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, be safe, take care, and how they say, we'll be in touch.
You take care, my sister.
Yes, ma'am. Be safe and we'll definitely be in touch.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
All right, you take care.